Shabbat Shalom. Kol Halo Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai Ba'Hashem HaKodash. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS, including the elders that came before them, that taught us His truth. A Shabbat Shalom and salutation to all the brothers out pushing the word, the truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David. All right. I'm the brother Yashuan, back with the World War III Daily Update. And we're going to go over this again because it has to be brought up every now and then because people don't know this information. But what it is it's confirmation of what is actually going on, all right? This Third World War, right, has a purpose, all right? And the purpose of World War III is to bring all the armies of the world into an ambush so that the one that the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ and the angels can subdue them to take them all out. And after that, after they've taken out, after all the armies of the world are taken out, then those countries will only have their nuclear option left, and they're going to use it. They're going to take their nuclear football and launch at who they think they should launch at. Okay? And then the acronym MAD, M-A-D, which stands for Mutually Assured Destruction, will come in. Then there'll be a great extraction of the elect of Israel. They'll be saved, right? What it means to be saved, which is caught up in the clouds. And then the destruction, the great lake of fire will take place, that nuclear fire. That's what World War III is about. Just like when the Most High, Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai, destroyed the earth with water during the time of Noah. This time he's going to do it with fire. And I'm explaining how it's going to take place. All right. This is Revelation 16. Before that, let's get Joel real quick. Joel 3. Okay. And this is God. All right. Right here, Joel 3, it says, the Lord judges the nations. What does that mean? God said, I will also gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. The valley of Jehoshaphat is the Middle East, or where the main war in World War III is going to be going on, the main battle, all right? Here in NLT, it says, I will gather the armies of the world into the valley of Jehoshaphat. There will I judge them for harming my people Israel, all right? So this is the reason for World War III. God is going to gather the armies of the world down into the Middle East, and there he's going to judge them, meaning he's going to destroy all of them, right? And there's a reason for it, for harming my people. There will I judge them. I'm going to destroy them for harming my people, all right? You Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, all right? That's what World War III is about. The gathering of the armies. You know, I'm going to get you to fight against each other. Then I'm going to pull a sneak attack on you. Let's look at the sneak attack. Right here. Let's get this. Let them come up. The weak sound strong. Yes, right here. Come quickly, all you nations from every side. And these nations, where it says nations, it's talking about the armies, right? Assemble there. Assemble where? In the valley of Jehoshaphat in the Middle East. Bring down your warriors, O Lord. And now, after everybody's assembled, down, gathered in the valley, and now, O Lord, call out your warriors. All right, bring down your warriors, O Lord. Bring down your mighty ones, O Lord. So you're going to get all the armies of the world, and then God is going to enter into the fight himself. What is he going to do? He's going to bring the angels out and cause them to destroy all the armies of the world. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Okay? What does that look like? It looks like this. All right? So here's the ambush. I'm going to take them down. Now, let's go back. Let's go back. All right. And I will gather the armies of the world in the valley of Jehoshaphat. All right. Now let's see some of that gathering. Let's see how one of the ways he's going to do that. All right. This is Revelation 16. We'll start here. All right. And the sixth angel, this is Revelation 16 and 12. Sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates. You know the Tigris and the Euphrates? Rivers down there in the Middle East, what they call it. And the water thereof was dried up. All right, this is in Revelation in these last days. And the water thereof was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared. What does that mean? Let's take a closer look at that. Okay, let's look at in the NIV. The sixth angel poured out his bowl on the great river Euphrates, and its water was dried up to prepare the way for the kings from the east. Let's read the NLT. Poured out his bowl, and it dried up so that the kings from the east could march their armies towards the west without hindrance. See that? You got to go back to these armies, right? God is going to gather all the armies of the world, right? And here we are again. We're dealing with the armies. Why did he dry up the Euphrates, the great Euphrates River? So that the kings from the east could march their armies toward the west without hindrance. All right, so there's the understanding on that. Right, all has to do with World War III. Okay, now November 5th. Today is the 12th. This is Maxogier channel. All right, drying Euphrates and Tigris rivers, destroying lives. Where? In the valley of Jehoshaphat. Let's check it out.
All right, hello, welcome back to the podcast. Once again, everybody, we're updating or looking over to the Euphrates and Tigris River situations over in the Middle East again, as I spoke about these a little while back in a different video. And since then, has the situation gotten better? Absolutely not. It's gotten worse. The rivers, the Euphrates in particular, especially, are disastrously low, and the effects of that are actually starting to stack. Just starting off with mass die-offs of fish that are normally in the rivers, that a lot of, obviously, the people who live in the region and along the rivers depend on, both for food and for livelihood.
So, fish and feeding people isn't important. What's important to God right now is that World War III jump off, all right? And we're watching this event, this prophecy come to pass, all right? This is going to be about war and easy access to this area. And it was written 2,000 years ago by John on the island of Patmos, all right?
Earning their income. The rivers are no longer remaining deep enough to actually sustain the fish populations, at least in any, like, decent, manageable number. and that's due to the combined effect of less water volume, less room for the fish populations, and also the volumetric effect that has on the temperature of the water. As you know, back when the rivers were their normal size, the heat, particularly during the summer, obviously, would be nicely dissipated throughout them. However, the smaller the river gets, the less total volume there is, the more quickly and more in temperature wise overall the water heats up, and can start to go outside of the water temperature zones that the fish and other indigenous species in the river thrive in. The water temperature starts to exit those ranges as there's less and less of it, because it heats up more easily, more quickly, because there's less water to heat up overall. Also, along many portions of the rivers where the drying effects have been the worst, at quite a few places, particularly throughout Iraq. In the worst affected parts, it is actually starting to cause water migration. Not the water migrating, people migrating. People moving from different parts of the countries to others where more water is still readily available. Sometimes not just going by themselves, but also bringing their herd animals with them, which has started to lead to actual fighting, and not fighting as in arguing, but fighting as in like violent fighting, and even livestock and farm raiding, since as the people are moving from the worse off areas to the less worse off areas, it turns out the less worse off areas we're only really staying that way with the current local population, the local residents. Once more and more people, and particularly more and more herd or grazing animals, started getting brought in, the less worse off areas have now gone beyond their limits. And so, in quite a number of places, that's been leading to situations of either your herd gets to drink or mine does. And in quite a number of situations, that has not been getting decided peacefully.
Good enough? Fighting has already begun. All right, so that pretty much does it. All right, let's look at that again real quick. Revelation 16 and 12 in the NLT. Then the sixth angel poured out his bowl on the great Euphrates River, and it dried up, so that the kings from the east could march their armies toward the west without hindrance. All right, and there you have it. All right, and that's all we need. I hope that the elect were edified with this. And with that, we're going to say Shabbat Shalom.